I'm here today with the voice of Angus McFife. I'm so excited. This is an absolute honor and pleasure to have you on the channel to talk about this incredible tour that you guys are just kicking off, but to also talk a little bit about the last record that came out last year. But first of all, welcome to Toronto. Welcome to North America. How's the tour treating you so far? I know it's early.
It's been amazing so far, really. We started recently on the 7th of March. We played New York. That was the first show of the tour. We're now on our 5th show in Toronto, and it's been incredible. I've only toured the US once before, but it seems like everything this time around is like bigger and better. So
as it should be for you guys. You deserve bigger and better. How much of the new record is defining what the set list and what this tour is all about?
I think we have a healthy amount from the last record. I think it's maybe, I will say 6 songs, 5 or 6 songs. Yeah, 5 songs from the latest record. No, sorry, 6. 6 songs from the latest records, which is like for a 1.5 hour set. I think that's
quite a bit.
Pretty healthy and sizable chunk. And most of the songs that we've added on the headline set are from the latest album. You know, if you're playing a shorter set on festivals, like 45 minutes or an hour, you want to please everyone. You're going to put like the most popular songs, which the latest record hasn't had the time to have those yet. But yeah, we do have a healthy amount of new songs.
Have you had time to digest that record since it's your first album with the band? Have you taken the time now to really see what that album has done, to appreciate maybe the feedback that you get from the audience when you're playing these songs? How have you processed the whole thing?
That's an interesting question, really. I listened to that record on repeat when it was going to come out, like when we had the pre-release and everyone needed to listen to it multiple times to make sure nothing's wrong with any part of it. And then I didn't listen to it for a very long time until like this year. And listening back to it, there's a lot of things that I recognize that I didn't really see because I was listening to it, through fatigued ears. And I think I can understand it better now that I've waited a bit and gave it the time to forget it a bit, even though we played live, but listening to it front to back, I do feel like I get Gloryhammer a bit better even after we've released the album. It's only been in the last few months that I can actually get what we accomplished and what we did. So yeah, I feel like I've internalized it by now.
I'm sure when you came in, you felt prepared and you felt ready to take on the suit and armor of Angus McFife. But does this record now, and having the ability to look back and analyze it, does that give you even more tools and a better understanding of what the band needs from you on the following up record in the future?
Yeah, I will say that is definitely true. When we were writing the record and we were trying to come back with a Gloryhammer album with a new vocalist, we didn't want to alienate people that were expecting Gloryhammer. So we wanted to make sure that the elements that we did put on the record, while sounding fresh, were still recognizably Gloryhammer. And now that we've done that, I feel like we have a base to step on and jump off of, to do more novel things in the upcoming records. And with a different voice comes a different toolkit, different set of skills. And I feel now for the next work that we're doing on our upcoming albums and EPs, we're going to focus more on, there's always going to be a Gloryhammer element, but more on in what way we can most efficiently use all the tools we have, which might have not been 100% true for the last album because we wanted it to be Gloryhammer first and above everything. Yeah, first and foremost, exactly. So, yeah.
Perhaps more pressure for the follow. I know. I feel like this album for you, there was a lot of pressure. It's always difficult to be the guy coming in and taking over the microphone on any band, but Gloryhammer specifically because of the legacy of the band. Do you feel like it's going to be even more pressure for the next record for you, or maybe if it is, you're able to handle it differently?
No, I feel in a lot of ways there's less pressure now because people that were open to accept Gloryhammer with a new voice have already done so, and I'm sure that they will be pleased with the future work of the band because the core elements of what define the band are there and are the same, and it's just a different kind of face of the band. So I don't really feel pressure, and to an extent, I didn't really feel pressure with the first album because we had already released Fly Away before.
And you guys had done some touring in Europe as well, even before the album came out.
Yeah. We did some tours before the album came out, where we played one or two songs from that album as like a sneak peek. So yeah, I think the pressure now is entirely gone for me, and I'm just like excited to see what we come up with.
Whatever happens in the future, we're still going to have unicorns, right?
Of course.
Because that's kind of like a must.
That's like in the lifeblood of Gloryhammer, of course.
Yeah, because you can change whatever you want. But like the unicorns, I think it's a staple at this point in time. We have to make sure that the legacy lives on.
Absolutely.
The unicorn legacy lives on.
Unicorns will always be part of Gloryhammer.
Do you have a favorite song from the new record? I want to ask you about the old records as well, but from the new record, because this one is obviously a part of you.
Yeah.
So which song of this new record represents you the best?
I will say, that's a good question. I think Keeper of the Celestial Flame, although like it's everybody loves that song. It's like the most popular song from the album, but it's so fun to perform this song every night. It's like always one of the highlights from that night. So I think that's what I want to show people. Like when I want to show people, what is Gloryhammer? What does it mean? I just show them that, and that's always great.
Gloryhammer is always a fun band to watch live or to listen at home or on the car, whatever you are. Are you guys having that much fun making the music as we are listening to the music?
I wouldn't say so. I think that the fun part is the brainstorming part, where everybody bounces ideas off of each other, and we come up with hilarious like lyrics and concepts, and somebody says, what if there was a section that went like do 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 do, and we write that down, and it's really funny. But then the grueling part is actually structuring the song and making everything fit together, and that could take months. And also orchestration, because we have like this whole background orchestra that Ben Turk Ralathor is he's the orchestrator of the albums. That always takes a lot of back and forth and listening and making sure everything fits. So I wouldn't say it's as fun, but I'm always excited to hear, a new version of a song that we've been working on, because, you imagine playing this in front of hundreds and thousands of people, and, it just makes me excited. It's great.
Has it happened in the last album cycle, that somebody brought one of those ideas and the idea was so insane that you guys were like, okay, like even for us, that's a little bit out of bounds?
Yes, and we ended up using it. That was Keeper of the Celestial Flame was one, when Chris, which is like the lead songwriter for that song, thought, what if we put like 5 choruses in one song? Just like, oops, all choruses, like that kind of thing. And we were like, there's a reason that songs have verses and bridges and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but like, what if you make all of it like the good part? And I think it worked out. Like it ended up being the most popular song for sure. It's like one of the poppiest, most energetic ones. And the other thing was, a saxophone solo in the middle of a, power metal song. That was also like an idea that was out there. But the more we thought about it, the funnier it got. So we thought, okay, let's just do it. And we found a saxophone player from around here, actually, around Toronto, and he recorded the saxophone for us.
It's incredible. Like it started off with this is so crazy that it might not work, and then it's like at the end of the day, it became one of the best songs.
Yeah. Like, and people love those elements specifically about those songs. It turns out. So, I don't think the crazier, like the better always, but sometimes when there's a crazy idea, I think there's always the right approach to make it work.
What part of the process, because you said the process, having the ideas is one thing, but like you mentioned, putting everything together in order to make the song structure work, it's a different story altogether.
Yeah.
What part of that becomes a little bit more demanding? Is it the musical side? Is it the vocal side? Is it the lyrics?
Yeah, so I think the difficult part is putting the sections together so that each flows into the next one in a way that makes it feel like a whole rather than individual parts. That's one difficult thing. The other thing is making sure to write vocals that are humanly possible, which sometimes, we write something that like, oh, that's an amazing melody. And then like I would try to sing in is like, why is this written like this? I can't breathe anywhere in these like 35 seconds. And you go back and forth and you try to make it work, because once you change the melody, you kind of sometimes have to change the lyrics if you change the cadence. And those two things are the things that I think are the most challenging for me working on songwriting. Of course, I'm sure there's much more complicated stuff happening in the orchestral part, but since I'm not part of writing any of that, I wouldn't know.
It's not your problem.
No, it's not my exactly not my problem. Yes,
you have more important things to worry about. Somebody else got to deal with that.
I'm sorry, Ben, but yes, that's
the
truth.
You outsource it to him.
Exactly. We outsource it to our drummer.
Yeah, exactly. Just outsource it to him, and then if something goes sideways, you can always blame one person.
Yeah.
See, perfect. It works perfectly. One last question for you, because we've talked about the new record, but you obviously had to practice and you had to get to know the old material.
Of course.
When it comes to the old material, and you mentioned that when you're playing festivals, you obviously have to cater to the songs that have been the staple of Gloryhammer.
Yeah.
What song for you is a staple of Gloryhammer?
Oh, I mean, I think I have one per album by now. Like Angus MacFife from the first album. It's always a very popular song when we're playing it live, and I think it encapsulates a lot of early Gloryhammer very well. I will say Universe on Fire from the second album is also very, very popular and always really, really fun live. And from the third album, the song Gloryhammer by Gloryhammer, of course, that's like one of my favorites to perform. But I mostly think of songs now from the previous albums based on the reaction that we get when we're playing them live, rather than, listening to the studio and judging the song there. Because the actual like soul of the song, I feel, comes out when you're playing it live.
Yeah, it's a different experience.
Yeah, definitely.
You could really see if the song really works, and the dynamics and the interaction between
Absolutely.
you and the audience. I think as a musician performing live, that's what it's all about. It's really what the audience gives you as much as what you're giving them.
That's exactly right. And Gloryhammer is, first and foremost, a band that strives to make like live performances work as well as possible and make people happy. Like that's our whole essentially.
It's a reason for being.
Yeah, it's a reason for being is to make people happy to be here at the at the show.
I've never left or seen anybody leave a Gloryhammer show upset, crying in tears, or devastated.
Well,
maybe because the set was too short. Maybe, but the feedback and the experience is always one that puts a smile on everybody's face. And this interview is putting a smile on my face. Thank you very much for taking the time today. It's an absolute pleasure. Have the best tour possible. Have fun. Hoots away. Was it Red, Blue, and Hoots?
Yes.
So Red, Blue, and Hoots away. I hope you guys have a fun time, have a great time, and don't take too long to come back again, because I can speak for Toronto. Toronto always welcomes Gloryhammer with open arms, just like Creed.
Amazing. Just like Creed.
Yeah, with arms wide open.
Oh!
See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
That was pretty good, I think.
Very good.
Very good.
That was
All right.
excellent. All right.
See you guys.
See ya.